Also in Maui, a judge has denied a retired firefighter's request to dismiss his continual sex abuse of a minor charge. Court documents claim Sean Rogers started abusing a 12-year-old girl back in 2019, and it went on for 3 years. Charges were first filed last year, but that case was dismissed because of a misconduct during a grand jury proceeding. A new grand jury re-indicted Rogers in June. His attorney, Brandon Siegel, asked the judge again for a dismissal, citing the same kind of misconduct.
You have a skewed presentation where the evidence is focused on the complaining witness's story, and they're minimizing the defendant's response to those allegations, which he adamantly denied and provided reasons why she would lie and make the story up.
There was never any witness statements, or even from the prosecution or the grand jury counsel statements to the effect that, hey, you have to take all of this evidence as true.
Judge Peter Cahill denied the dismissal. Siegel said, quote, "We will continue to fight this unjust case and uncover the truth." And he said the victim's outrageous story and allegations are fabricated. Now, both sides are due back in court for a pretrial conference next month.